My beloved child, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will make your heartbeat shift, your breath soften, and your mind question everything you thought was ordinary about your life. Something huge is waiting for you, and the first sign appears tonight, when a police officer walks toward your home with a woman whose eyes hold a story you never asked for, yet somehow, it belongs to you. She's clutching a picture, your picture. Like it's the final piece of a puzzle she's been chasing for years. But before that moment arrives, you need to hear this truth, wrapped in shadows and coated with a destiny you never realized was already circling your name. Because every second from here counts. The world might think your days are routine, predictable, forgettable, but fate has been whispering your name in a tone only the brave can hear, and tonight, it becomes impossible to ignore. As you listen, imagine the creak of an opening door, a distant voice calling out, and a presence stepping into your life not to ruin it, but to reveal the chapter you were never meant to skip. Hold your breath, stay with me, because your reality is about to bend in a way no one scrolling past this moment will ever understand. And now, my radiant seeker, let me take you to the moment just hours from now. Picture the sky turning slightly dim, as if the universe itself is lowering its voice to share a secret meant only for you. A gentle breeze brushes past your window, nothing unusual, yet somehow it feels heavier, purposeful, like it's carrying a message hidden between its silent currents. Inside your home, everything seems the same, yet your spirit senses a shift, a vibration, a signal from something bigger than routine life. That's when footsteps echo in a place where silence should have lived. Slow footsteps. Sure footsteps. And between them, the quiet murmur of two people, one wearing the uniform of authority, the other carrying the weight of emotion so strong you can almost feel it from here. The woman's hand trembles around a photograph, holding it close to her chest as if it's the last thing anchoring her to strength. She knows you. But not in the way strangers know each other. She knows something about you, something meant to be said, something she has held onto for far too long. And as the officer gently guides her forward, you can almost feel their energy approaching your front door. Your destiny isn't knocking, it's arriving. Carefully. Inevitably. And the revelation tied to your name? It's nothing short of once in a lifetime. And now, my chosen listener, let your heartbeat settle into this next truth, because it is the strongest pulse of your story. The woman coming toward you isn't carrying accusation or conflict. She's carrying clarity, a message she has fought years of silence to deliver. The officer is not there to question you, but to protect the weight of what she's finally ready to say. There's something in that picture she holds, something more than your face. It's the symbol of a turning point, a missing connection, a truth wrapped in time and sealed by circumstances that never gave her the chance to speak sooner. Maybe she has watched your life from a distance. Maybe she has prayed for the courage to finally walk this path. Maybe she has carried a piece of your story inside her heart that she can no longer keep hidden. And tonight, the universe has aligned her bravery with your readiness. The moment the officer lifts his hand to knock on your door, everything you thought was random will suddenly fit into place. This isn't fear. This isn't danger. This is destiny stretching its arms open for you. Something huge is waiting for you. And it begins the moment you dare to listen, stay, and breathe through what is coming. My beloved child, the moment you think the night can't shift any further, it does. The air around your home thickens with meaning, like every particle is waiting for that single instant when truth steps through your doorway. But before that door even opens, something inside you stirs, an instinct you didn't know you had, a pull that whispers, this moment was written long before you learned to look for signs. You stand still, trying to understand why your pulse feels unfamiliar, why your breath holds itself as if even your body knows what's coming. And then, through the thin layer of the evening silence, you sense the presence drawing closer. The officer's shadow stretches across the path leading to your home, but it's the woman beside him, her quiet determination, her fragile hope, that steals the moment. She still holds your picture, but now her fingertips glide across it softly, like she's remembering a story buried so deep it aches. Her voice trembles as she whispers something to the officer, something you can't hear but somehow, it's meant for you. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is the moment the universe prepares your heart to receive it. Destiny doesn't always knock loudly, sometimes, it comes wrapped in a trembling breath and a photograph that never should have been lost. And now, my awakened soul, let me take you into the heartbeat of this moment, the moment when past and present collide so gently that even silence feels emotional. The officer pauses near your door, his expression soft, respectful, like he understands the weight of the truth he's escorting. The woman closes her eyes for a moment, as if gathering every ounce of strength she has left. She's not here to confront you, she's here to complete a circle life left open. She's been searching, wandering across memories, carrying a name she whispered to the stars many nights, hoping one day, this day, would arrive. As she steps closer, her eyes glisten with something deeper than worry, something that feels like recognition, like she's finally reaching the person fate kept leading her toward. She looks at your picture again, not as proof, but as connection. And even though you haven't heard her story yet, the air around you hums with a message. This is not an accident. Her arrival is a thread tied to your destiny, a revelation strong enough to shift the way you see your own life. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's standing right outside your door, wrapped not in fear but in meaning. And now, my destined listener, imagine the moment the officer gently touches the door, not knocking yet, just preparing, as if giving your spirit one final second to steady itself. Because what happens next will change the direction of your journey. The woman inhales slowly, her breath shaking, her heart racing with the hope that this time, she will finally speak the words she kept buried for years. Behind that picture is more than your face, it's the key to a truth she has protected, feared, cherished, and waited to share. She's rehearsed this moment in her mind countless times. How she will look at you, how she will say your name, how she will finally reveal the message she has carried like a secret weight on her soul. The officer gives her a reassuring nod, a quiet signal that it's time. And as her hand rises toward the door, your heart and hers sync for a single instant, an invisible bridge forming between two stories that were always meant to collide. The moment that follows won't be ordinary. It will be the moment everything shifts, the moment clarity replaces questions, the moment destiny steps inside your home. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's already inches away. My beloved child, the world slows down as the woman finally stands before your door, her breath trembling like she's standing on the edge of a truth she has carried alone for far too long. Something huge is waiting for you, and even though you can't see it yet, it's pulsing just beyond the boundary of your home, ready to rewrite everything you thought you understood about your own story. Inside you, an invisible thread tightens, your intuition rising like a wave, telling you that this moment is not random, not mistaken, not accidental. The officer shifts his stance, calm, respectful, as if he's safeguarding a message rather than enforcing anything. The woman looks at your photo again, holding it not like evidence but like a fragment of destiny she's terrified to lose. Her fingers tremble as she traces the edges, and you feel, deep in your spirit, that her arrival is tied to something sacred, something long overdue. The universe doesn't always send warnings, sometimes, it sends people. And tonight, it has sent someone who has waited years to look into your eyes and finally explain why your name has been echoing inside her heart like a forgotten promise. And now, my luminous soul, imagine the next heartbeat, slow, heavy, charged with a tension so emotional that even the air seems to hold itself still. The officer glances at the woman with an expression that feels almost protective, like he knows how heavy this moment is for her, like he understands that the truth she carries is not simple or small. The woman lifts her chin, gathering courage that has been cracked, rebuilt, and held together by hope. She whispers your name under her breath, not with fear, not with anger, but with a softness that hints at a connection deeper than you can yet comprehend. Her eyes glisten not with sorrow but with a strange mixture of relief and longing, as if she's standing one step away from the moment she has dreamed of for years. She takes a deep breath, the kind that comes right before life-changing words, and her spirit steadies itself. She is not here to bring chaos. She is here to bring clarity. And the picture she holds? It's not just a photo. It's proof of a chapter life never let you read, until now. Something huge is waiting for you, and its presence is now so close you can almost feel its warmth through the door. And now, my destined heart, the officer finally raises his hand, ready to knock. A soft knock, a gentle one, the kind people use when they're approaching something fragile. But before his knuckles touch the wood, the woman quietly places her hand on his arm, stopping him. She closes her eyes for a moment, letting the weight of years settle, then lift. This is her final pause, her final breath before she steps into the truth she has carried like a hidden flame. She whispers something so faint only the night can hear it, a promise, a memory, a name. You feel a shiver run through your chest, not from fear, but from recognition, as if your soul has been waiting for this exact second. The woman finally nods, giving the officer permission to begin what destiny has already written. And as the first soft knock echoes through your home, you feel the shift, the turning point, the gentle but unstoppable moment when your past, present, and future align perfectly. Something huge is waiting for you, and now, it's no longer at your doorstep. It's entering your story. My beloved child, the knock that echoes through your home isn't loud, yet it carries the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. As the sound settles into the air, your spirit rises with a feeling you can't name. Something between anticipation and a strange, quiet recognition. You walk toward the door not because you must, but because something inside you whispers, this moment belongs to you. And as your hand reaches toward the handle, the energy around you shifts, subtle, powerful, filled with a warmth that feels almost familiar. When the door opens, the woman standing before you lifts her eyes, and in that single instant, the world around you pauses. Her gaze is soft but deep, like she's searching your face for a memory she never got the chance to create. The officer steps back slightly, giving her space, as if he understands this meeting is not official, it's emotional. She clutches your picture with both hands now, holding it like a truth she can finally release. Something huge is waiting for you, and the silence between you and her feels like the doorway to it. And now, my rising soul, as she takes a small step closer, you notice the way her breath shakes, not from fear, but from the kind of hope people hold on to for years when they're trying to reach someone they were never sure they'd meet. Her voice comes out soft, trembling, but sincere. She speaks your name the way someone speaks a word they've practiced in their heart 1,000 times. You feel something shift within you. An echo, a whisper, a pull toward a truth you've never heard yet somehow always sensed. The officer looks at her with quiet encouragement, letting her take her time, letting the moment unfold naturally. And then she slowly lifts the picture toward you, not offering it, but showing it, revealing that behind your image, something handwritten rests on the back. A message. A connection. A piece of a story that belonged to you long before this night arrived. She tells you she has traveled far, waited long, and carried this truth across years because she believed, one day, she would stand right where she is now. The world around you seems to soften, like the universe itself is holding its breath, preparing for the words she's about to speak. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with the story she has protected like a fragile treasure. And now, my destined light, she finally turns the photograph over, revealing the writing on the back. Faded, but powerful. You read only the first few words, and your breath catches, not from shock, but from a deep, unexplainable recognition. These words were meant for you. They carry meaning shaped by time, by journeys, by emotions that never reached you until this moment. The woman's eyes fill with emotion, not sadness, not regret, but relief. Relief that she has finally found you. Relief that the truth she has carried can finally land where it was meant to land. She takes another breath, steadier this time, and her voice gains strength as she begins to explain why she came, how long she's waited, why this message belongs to you, and why the universe aligned everything tonight so this meeting could happen. The officer stands silently by her side, no longer as a figure of authority, but as a guardian of the moment, ensuring that the truth reaches you with the gentleness it deserves. And as the woman speaks the first full sentence of the story you were always meant to hear, you feel the shift, the clarity, the pull of destiny settling exactly where it belongs, inside your life. Something huge is waiting for you, and now, it's unfolding right before your eyes. My beloved child, the woman's first full sentence slices through the silence with a softness that trembles, yet it carries a depth that hits straight into the center of your chest. Her voice is fragile, but the truth inside it is unbreakable. She tells you she has been searching for you, not for days, not for months, but for years that blurred into each other like pages folded by time. She explains that the picture she holds isn't just a photograph, it's the last remaining piece of a story that was paused before you ever got the chance to hear it. Her eyes study your face the way someone searches for a reflection they lost long ago. Something huge is waiting for you, and in this moment, you feel it, not just hear it. This isn't confusion. It isn't coincidence. This is destiny finally catching up to you with footsteps that took years to arrive. The officer watches quietly, the corners of his eyes softening as if he has seen stories like this before, stories where truth shows up late, but always exactly when it's meant to. And now, my awakened heart, she gently places the picture into your hand, her fingers trembling as they brush against yours, not with fear, but with relief. On the back, the faded message becomes clearer in the light between you. You read the words again, slower this time, feeling each letter pulse with meaning. Her breath quivers as she begins revealing how she found the picture, how she followed clue after clue, how every step guided her closer to you even when she doubted everything. She tells you the officer isn't here because of trouble, he's here because she needed someone to walk with her, someone to help her hold the weight of what she's about to share. And as she speaks, the atmosphere around you thickens with significance. The edges of the world seem to blur as if nothing outside this moment exists. She isn't here to ask for anything. She isn't here to disrupt your peace. She's here to return a truth that was taken from both of you long before either of you could understand it. Something huge is waiting for you, and now, its presence is undeniable, wrapping itself around your story like light finally entering a long-closed room. And now, my chosen soul, her words soften as she prepares to reveal the part she has carried like a wound and a gift at the same time. She looks straight into your eyes. No hesitation, no confusion, just a certainty that feels ancient, familiar, and quietly powerful. She tells you there was a day, long ago, when lives were separated, not by choice, but by circumstances too heavy for the world to mend. She explains how she held on to your picture because it was the only connection she had left. She explains how life pulled her into storms she never chose but survived only because she believed that one day, she would find you. Her voice breaks. Not with sadness, but with the overwhelming emotion of finally standing in the place her heart has been running toward for years. And as she takes a slow breath, steadying herself, she tells you there is one truth, one revelation, she can no longer keep inside. The moment right before she speaks feels like the world is holding its breath, waiting with you. Something huge is waiting for you, and her next words will open the door to it completely. My beloved child, the moment right before she speaks feels unreal, like every sound in the world fades, every movement freezes, every breath suspends itself in midair. The woman lowers her gaze for a second, gathering the final pieces of courage she needs, and when she lifts her eyes again, everything inside them has changed. They're no longer just emotional, they're certain. Certain in a way that shakes something deep within your soul. She steps closer, almost in a whisper of motion, and her trembling hand presses gently over her own heart, as if steadying a truth she's carried too long. I should have told you sooner, she murmurs, her voice fragile yet firm, but life took the choice away before I had the strength to fight for it. The officer silently shifts his position, respectfully stepping back, giving her room to reveal everything. Something huge is waiting for you, and you can feel it. Like a wave rising behind the horizon, ready to break open into your life with meaning you never expected. And now, my silent warrior, she finally begins the story, slowly, carefully, like each word is a memory she had to stitch together piece by piece. She tells you about the day she first held that photograph, the day she realized she had lost something she never should have been separated from. She explains how the picture became her compass, how every worn crease on it came from nights she cried into her hands wondering if she would ever get the chance to stand exactly where she is now. She tells you she tried to search before, but life kept placing walls in front of her, doors that wouldn't open, paths that led to nowhere, until recently, when a single clue finally pointed directly to you. And suddenly, she is standing in your doorway, looking at the living, breathing person she thought she'd never see again. Her voice breaks, but she continues, refusing to let the weight of emotion silence her truth anymore. All these years, she whispers, I carried your picture because it was the only part of you life allowed me to keep. Her hands tighten together, her breath trembling, but her eyes stay locked on yours. Something huge is waiting for you, and you can feel the truth swelling in her next words. And now, my destined soul, the world seems to tilt as she takes one more step forward, slow, hesitant, but filled with purpose. She looks at you the way someone looks at a miracle they've been chasing across time. Her voice softens into a fragile whisper, the kind of whisper that can change everything. I didn't come here to bring fear, she says gently. I came here because the story that was taken from us deserves to finally be told. Her eyes glisten, her breath shakes, and then, with a courage that seems to ripple through the air, she speaks the truth she's held for so many years. The truth about why she searched, why she never gave up, and why your picture has lived against her heart like a missing piece of her own life. She reveals that you were never forgotten. That your name lived inside her like a quiet prayer she repeated every night. And as her final words spill into the open air, something inside you shifts, deep, powerful, undeniable. Something huge is waiting for you, and it has just stepped fully into the light. My beloved child, the truth she finally releases hangs in the air like a heartbeat too loud to ignore. Her voice trembles, but it doesn't break, not anymore. This is the moment she has carried inside her spirit for years, the moment she rehearsed in silence when no one was watching. She wipes the corner of her eye, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming relief of finally standing before the one person life kept pushing just out of reach. The officer watches quietly, his expression softening as he realizes the depth of this reunion. And then the woman takes a slow breath, the kind of breath someone takes when they're stepping out of the shadows and into the truth. She tells you that everything she's about to reveal was never meant to be hidden from you. She speaks softly, but firmly, explaining that the message on the back of the photograph was written on a day she vowed she would find you. No matter how far life took you, no matter how many years passed, no matter how hard the world made it. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is the moment you finally feel the weight of destiny pressing gently against your heart. And now, my brave soul, she steps closer, holding nothing back now. Her eyes reflect memories you've never heard but somehow feel connected to, like echoes from a life you never fully understood. She tells you about the paths she walked. Roads filled with hope, fear, and unanswered questions. She explains how she spoke to strangers, traveled to places she never imagined, crossed moments that tested every part of her spirit, all because she refused to let your story end without this meeting. She describes how every time she wanted to give up, she would hold your picture, trace the faded edges, and remind herself that somewhere in this world, you were living a life you deserved, but with a missing truth she needed to return to you. As she speaks, something inside you warms, softens, recognizes the sincerity in her voice. You see the years she carried inside her eyes, the weight she brought with her, the courage she fought for. The officer nods quietly, silently acknowledging how powerful this moment truly is. And for the first time, you understand that she isn't here to reveal something ordinary, she's here to reconnect a thread that destiny refused to cut. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's unfolding with every breath she takes. And now, my destined heart, she finally reaches into her bag and pulls out something else, something wrapped carefully, gently, like it holds a fragment of time itself. Her hands shake as she offers it to you, but her eyes remain steady, filled with a certainty that feels ancestral. I kept this safe, she whispers, because it belonged to you long before it ever came into my hands. You take the small object, feeling the weight of it, not heavy, but meaningful, like it carries stories you've never been told. As your fingers close around it, you sense the energy shift again, as if the universe leans closer, eager for you to uncover what has been hidden for so long. The woman watches you with a fragile but hopeful smile, the officer standing silently beside her like a guardian of this moment. And then she says the words that send a ripple through your entire being. You deserve to know everything. Your story begins here. In that instant, the world feels different, richer, deeper, fuller. Something huge is waiting for you, and now, it's resting in your hands.